Hi everyone, this is Claire. I'm an intuitive career coach for executives, and today I wanted to talk to you about what to do in this weird downtime between like Thanksgiving and the New Year. A lot of clients of mine are saying that hiring is being put on hold until next year, and instead of I wanted to talk to you a little bit about some ideas, to feel that you're still making progress and not getting frustrated, not putting your energy in places where it won't manifest your desired result. And so something that I recommend is this and last month of the year is a very good time to do a review. So if you've been looking for a little while for an opportunity, it might be nice to kind of journal a little bit about what was the opportunity you were most excited about and why, and which one were you least excited about and why. And then I would do that and write any other notes, just sort of processing all the work you've done. And that's a really other nice thing to do, is to pause. And if you've been keeping track of all the positions you've applied for on a spreadsheet, to just pause and look at the efforts, like look at how you've been showing up to find work. Like that should be acknowledged. That deserves acknowledgement, so I really acknowledge you for showing up, trying, putting yourself out there. It's hard, and especially as we get older it gets harder. I mean, somebody did talk to me about age bias the other day, which is a real thing, but that's not what I mean by saying as we get older it gets harder. What I mean is, as we get older it feels harder to take risks. When we're young, we're like, yeah, sure, I'll go to this country or try these other careers. But as we get older, it gets scarier and scarier. And so I just want to acknowledge you and say, like, that's awesome work, great job. And yeah, it's hard. And the fact that you're putting yourself out there is awesome. So if no one's told you today, good job, keep going. Okay, so those are the first two things. The review of the positions that you loved and didn't love and why, acknowledging your effort, acknowledging who you are and your work, and that you keep getting back on the horse. And then the next thing I would do would be, this is an exercise that Dr. Joe Dispenza has in his book. Just trying to remember the title, it'll come back to me. And what it is, this is the way he taught his son. He helped his son to get a job. So his son went off skiing for like 3 or 6 months, ran out of money, needed a job, asked his dad. His dad was like, no, you're not getting money from me. Like, you need to get yourself a job. Like, I can't be lending you money. And he gave him the technique, and he said, you need to do it every day for, I don't know how long he said, a month or 3 months. And he said, do you promise me you'll do this exercise every day? And his son was like, yep, I promise you. And his dad was like, I don't really think he's telling the truth. However, I don't know if I'm paraphrasing or getting this wrong, so I'm sorry if I got that part wrong. Maybe his dad did believe him. Okay, and so then Dr. Joe Dispenza says, get a sheet of paper, put a line down the middle. You now have 2 columns. The first column, put a J in the column, J for job. Draw a squiggly line, like a circle, but a scalloped edge circle around the J. I think that's important because it represents like energy. So put J in a circle, okay? And then you write down, first of all, then the next one you put E. and put a circle around E. E is for emotion. And it doesn't matter if it's a squiggly line circle, I think, or a round circle. I think I do like a scalloped edge. Too much detail. Okay, J for job at one heading, E for emotions and the other heading, and then in the first column, you're going to write down the criteria for your next job. So for example, his son wrote something like 6-month contract, managing a team, an engineering position, designing something I love, and yeah, I think that was it. He put a salary too. He put like either a number of how much he wants to earn an hour, or he put like enough money to XYZ. Okay, so it was pretty simple, just like 5 things or 6 things. And then in the next column, emotion, he put how you want to feel in this job. So his son put something like, I love my life, like I'm in love with life. I have enough time between contracts to go surfing, because he wanted to travel the world and surf. Excited to wake up in the morning. I think that was it. He had 3. There wasn't much. If anyone finds this page and takes a picture, please feel free to share, because I know I'm not giving you exactly what was written, but you get the idea. So you're putting some basic criteria for your job that you want, and then you're putting how you want to feel. And okay, so that's the part 1. Part 2 of this Joe Dispenza exercise is every day you wake up, you look at your sheet of paper, and then you spend a few minutes imagining that feeling of how you're going to feel in this new job. And what it does on a metaphysical level is it changes your frequency so that the person that's got the opportunity for you can finally see you, or you bump into each other, or some connection happens. That's the idea. So what happened for Joe Dispenza's son is he had been doing this for a week, not long. He'd been doing it for a little while, a week or 2. He walks into a surf shop and the guy said something like, oh yeah, I need to hire an engineer to design a new fin. Or he said, I'm trying to design a new fin for this surfboard. And the kid was like, oh, I'm an engineer, I can do that. And he literally like got a job, perfect job, 6-month contract, designing something he loves. Yeah, it was cool. So I just wanted to bring this to you because sometimes when things aren't manifesting in the physical world, it can get very frustrating. If we're seeing our bank account go down, you can start to feel that in your body, and you're like low level terror. So this exercise is good for 2 reasons. 1, it works. It like helps manifest things. 2, it just makes you feel good. Like today, like right now, you could do this right now and shift so that you feel good, even if it's for 5 minutes. But carrying that feeling is just going to improve the quality of your life. And so hopefully this brought you a little bit of inspiration today, and a little bit of some ideas of how to use this time during the holidays and before the new year to your best advantage. Okay, until next time, bye-bye.